Genting, Malaysia is believed to have announced to its employees that the casino group needs to undertake an unprecedented sizable retrenchment exercise. Sources say the gaming group is retrenching about 10 to 20% of their staff force, that stands at about 20,000. At the time of writing, Genting Malaysia has yet to respond to queries by theedgemarkets.com on the matter. The casino operator, which has weathered several severe economic down cycles in the past 5 decades, was not spared from the impact of the COVID-19 outbreak that has resulted in the shutdown of all its casinos. The group announced today that it swung into a net loss of 417.96 million ringgit in the first quarter, compared with net profit of 268.29 million in the previous year. Revenue was down by 28.5% to 1.96 billion ringgit. A gaming analyst says a major cost-cutting exercise at the Genting Group is inevitable given all that has happened.
First of all, why is the crisis? In the past 2020 has been our most difficult year, and which coronavirus COVID-19 is the most important factor. This is because the spread of this pandemic is definitely too fast. Stimulated by a rapid increase of COVID-19 cases in the country, the Malaysian government implemented the Movement Control Order (MCO) effective 18 to 31st March 2020, later extended to 14 April 2020. The MCO implements a series of precautionary measures to control further outbreaks of COVID-19 in the country, including shutting down all government and private premises except for some sectors with government permission and certain essential services industries. Banning travel on all foreigners entering Malaysia and all Malaysians leaving the country is another strategy implemented by the Malaysian government. The reduction of large amount of revenue of Genting Malaysia Berhad also has been affected due to the MCO caused by the COVID-19. Besides, where the incident had occurred, Genting Malaysia Berhad involved in a tourist resort business at Genting Highland located in Pahang, Malaysia. The company is engaged in providing hospitality and leisure service, which consists of various categories of hotel, entertainment, gaming and amusement. The results from the temporary closure of the group's resorts and casinos worldwide due to the COVID-19 outbreak, Genting Malaysia Berhad has totally given a red signal with a net loss of 133.32 million ringgit Malaysia for the first quarter ended March 31st, 2020, from a net profit of 561.64 million ringgit Malaysia in the year 2019. To reduce the expenses of the business operations, Genting Malaysia Berhad tends to cut off 15% of its workforce, which cutting off 3,000 jobs in the casino Genting Malaysia.
Genting Malaysia Berhad has decided to cut their workforce by 15% after the COVID-19 pandemic has increased and caused financial instability. The company decided to cut workforce and even reduce the salary to save operational costs. This decision is due to the Movement Control Order (MCO) that was implemented on 18th of March 2020 by the government under the Prevention and Control of Infectious Diseases Act 1988 and Police Act 1967. There are 3 phases, which is the Movement Control Order (MCO), Conditional Movement Control Order (CMCO), and Recovery Movement Control Order (RMCO). According to Bloomberg in New Straits Times article, Genting's local businesses are closed because there are too many people at that area where the virus can easily spread to other people. Since the implementation of MCO, there are many industries that are put on hold except for essential industries. Besides that, interstate travels are also banned, and because of that, there are not much tourists and thus less income. Lim Kok Tae, the magnate behind Genting Malaysia Berhad, has no choice but to suggest salary cutback and dismissal of some of their workforce. The company is trying to reduce job dismissal, although salary is one of the vital issues to be settled. In order for Genting Malaysia Berhad to solve this crisis, the company is responding through 4 departments, which are corporate communication, customer support and marketing, social media, as well as legal. These departments are responsible to answer any questions or problems faced by the company about the crisis.
During this MCO, company keep on bringing basic adversities and points of view stay problematic as the developing pandemic brought lower personal disposable income, changes in customer behavior, limitation on mass gathering, social distance requirement, and strict operating protocols to protect our customer and employees. Besides that, during the crisis consists of two parties, which is staff and companies. Organizations need to confront difficulties to recover the degree of business before the pandemic because of the extreme effect that COVID-19 has delivered on both domestic and worldwide economics. Hence, staff of our company faces a career crisis which is being fired by the company or affected with pay cuts when association experience had expanded expenses of the creation scaling back of the personnel may possibly be done to meet cost requirement.
Now I will introduce the function, role and responsibility of responses team from Genting, Malaysia, Berhad. The responses team include corporate communication, customer support and marketing, social media, and legal. Besides that, I also will explain the action taken by the Genting, Malaysia, Berhad responses team in resolving the incident related to the layoff of 15% of the workforce. First is the corporate communication. The role of corporate communication is to act as intermediary between the various internal and external audience, because their main function is to communicate effectively between the company and investors, employee, and public. The action taken by the corporate communication during the incident happened is that they immediately issue a statement and admit that they are undertaking a restructuring exercise, followed by the customer support and marketing. The role of the customer support and marketing in Genting, Malaysia, Berhad is like the front line. They have to provide help and assist the customer. When the Genting, Malaysia, Berhad admit that they have to let off 15% of their labor force, the department ensure the customer that the quality service provided by the hotel and casino will not be affected, as only the high quality employees could be retained in the company. Next is social media. The function of social media is used to build a communication among the workforce. Through the social media, the company and the management team are able to reach a mutual agreement to reduce the salary by 20%, which help the Genting, Malaysia, Berhad to reduce the financial losses. Last is the legal. When the crisis occurs, the legal team will play an important role in controlling and supervising the company decision. All the press release and the solution adopted, including a voluntary 20% pay cut by the management team and resizing the workforce, has been approved by the legal team. This is all from us. Thanks for watching.